congrats on joining the ESPN's coverage. And I would like to say ESPN's lucky they got you as well. So I'm very happy that happened, man. Yeah. How are you feeling going into the season, and what are your thoughts?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, super excited to join ESPN. I mentioned it on my social media, but my dad, like my little childhood before like the high school days, my dad fell asleep to SportsCenter like every night of his life. So he would this would have been a dream come true for him. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get the season rolling. I've never watched as a fan before, retiring in June. So this will be my first year. I actually didn't watch any hockey growing up at all. So this will be my first year being yeah, I know, it's weird. Yeah, it's really weird. But
well, I'm happy you're the expert I'm going to be listening to. Jeez, yeah. Louise.
Well, I know the game. Don't get me wrong. I played long enough. I know the guy. I can follow pretty good, but I'm excited to sit back and be able to see some more hockey this year.
I think your perspective is going to be glorious, actually, if you've never watched how hockey's been covered. That is something that is, I'm kind of intrigued to see how you break it down, because you're going to see things, obviously, that people haven't seen, and then you're going to realize, like, you might change the way hockey's covered. You might be like, hey, here's something that maybe we need to look for. And they might add a camera, the Oshie cam. You might save the entire sport because you've never watched the sport that you're about to cover before. Let's talk about how many years you played. And let's talk, how do you think the NHL has changed with its relationship with media? Because there's been a long time where we don't know anything about the hockey players, really, the NHL players. We grew up in Pittsburgh, and all we knew is they won, and then after you win a Stanley Cup, everybody parties, and then these hockey players just kind of disappear. They go into hibernation, and they somehow get into better shape, and then they have another season. We don't hear anything. Then I think Spit and Chicklets kind of opened the door a little bit, and then the kind of the way we've learned about hockey players has kind of grown. Multiple different networks and platforms having the NHL now. How do you feel that has like kind of affected the locker room or hockey, and how much more do you think we have in that department to grow the game, if you will?
I think there's definitely a lot of room. We'll start there. I think the emergence of people having their own platforms, their own social media, you're getting guys to see a little bit more personality. I think hockey in general is a very very tight sport. You don't give anyone anything. You know, it's upper body, lower body. Sometimes that's even wrong. So it's hard as a team, because you don't want to give anyone anything on you, and you want to put the team in front of yourself at all times. And so I think hockey's doing a good job in getting into that, where the team still is first, but now with social media and some other things, you're able to see the players' personalities a little bit. Maybe it's not, in every interview, but I mean, the hockey culture is one that's fantastic to be a part of. A lot of really, really good people. And so it's great to see some more personalities come out, and you can kind of learn a little bit more about people, and instead of, like you said, kind of hibernating and going away. Same thing when we won the cup. We didn't know what to do. We were like, the fans felt like such a big part of this. We're going to party in the streets. We're opening the doors to everything. And it was a great way to celebrate. I know the fans loved it. We loved it. And yeah, but like you mentioned, Spit and Chicklets does a good job. They kind of go behind the scenes a little bit. A couple of NHL guys there, a couple of my buddies. But there's definitely still a lot more room to see the personalities of the players. If you could actually see in the locker room how we are, it's. I mean, I play with Ovi, so like. If you could see kind of how we are in the locker room, it's wild.
Yeah, it's an incredible culture. And I think part of your culture is like, hey, don't bring the attention on yourself, which is why we respect and appreciate the culture so much. But it's hard to grow the constant battle. But I think hockey's in the middle of a great renaissance right now. And we're thankful and pumped that you're going to be a part of the coverage. You just mentioned Ovi. We had him on the show last year. Mm-hmm. He immediately introduced everybody on the team.
Yeah.
Hey, this is fucking... Hey. OG, but I do think he's a good representative of how hockey players feel. On that note, you talked about taking it in the streets. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, TJ, you said you guys didn't know what to do after you won the Stanley Cup, but that feels like bullshit because Ovechkin did it better than anybody in the history of the NHL. What was it like kind of following his lead when it came to partying? We know it was like on the ice. It seemed as though he knew what he was doing, scoring goals. Now he's the greatest goal scorer of all time. What was it like kind of once you win that cup and you're looking at Alex Ovechkin and some of those guys in that locker room, and you basically just party for 10 days straight? Was it just the time of your life or what?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. I mean, we felt like we were on top of the world. Yeah, there's probably not a better guy to party with when you win the Stanley Cup than the big man. So, I mean, we had a lot of good times. I'll tell you, when I kind of came up with doing the keg stand, the cup stand.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna go super hot out, and I was like, there wasn't a lot of beer coming to us. There's fans around us. And I was like, we got to do something to fire this thing up. And so I was like, I told Tom Wilson, we're kind of partners in crime a little bit. And I was like, hey, let's go do a cake stand on the cup. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, let's do this. And he was like, all right, let's go. And I was like, wait, Ovi has to be first. And I'm not a big guy at all. Ovi's a lot heavier than me. And so me and Tom has no problem, but we're lifting Ovi upside down to do a cup stand. And I remember that next day, from lifting the cup, from lifting up Ovi, and then the rest of the guys that funneled in, my arms, I could barely lift my arms over my head.
Upper body.
And it was upper body. Yeah, I was an upper body for sure. I was I was on the mend for a couple of weeks, but we got her going the next day, and I forgot about it. But no, the big man, he definitely sets the tone, and we all follow. And the pictures I have on my phone of me and him celebrating just pure joy. Is pretty special.
Tonight we got a three-piece as we launch this next hockey season, and Penguins Rangers at 8 p.m. Blackhawks Panthers, the shoot it off, skate it off. I don't know what you guys say. You
Drop
get
it off.
It's not kick it off, whatever it is. At 5 p.m. and then 10:30 Avalanche and Kings. Everybody's hunting one particular trophy, and you just mentioned it there, the cup. There's been one team that seemingly wants to own it forever, and D-Butt, South Florida native, has been a fan since the beginning.
Hell yeah.
Has a question for you, TJ.
32 years. TJ, you just talk about partying, brought me back some flashbacks to the elbow room the last couple of years. But our leader, the guy that sets the tone for us, Barkey, will be out for a significant time, tearing his ACL, MCL. What are our chances getting that three-peat with Barkey being down and Chucky even kind of limping into the season?
I think Florida just has to get in, right? The guys are going to have to step up, which is very hard to do over a long period of time. We saw that with our captain, with Ovi. If he was out for a couple games, we could make do. We could find a way to spread out the contributions, but over a long period of time is very tough in the NHL. Barkey, a guy I respect a ton, very hard to play against. Chucky, great, obviously phenomenal player. I played with his dad back in St. Louis back in the day. It's gonna be tough for sure. But if anyone can do it, it's them. I mean, they're just built for a next man up mentality. You watch them in the playoffs. Every player sacrifices and does the things that are necessary for the team to win, not necessarily for them to get their cookies. So it's a team that's built to make another run at it. The injuries are definitely going to hurt. And if they can find a way to recover from that, if they can find some of these young guys to step up into these larger roles, I think they're going to be right there in the postseason. And who knows with, how people have been coming back from these knee surgeries lately. If Barkov gets back in, when Chucky gets in, he's going to be phenomenal. So it's going to be fun to watch, fun to tag along.
I don't know how you and Marshy get along or not. Didn't mention his name. He's back down there. Obviously, that's a huge trade. I like it. Any rivals that you have carrying into TV, I think is a good thing, not a bad thing. We have about 35 seconds here, but we have to ask. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, TJ, quick here. Connor McDavid signed a 2-year, $12.5 million per extension with the Oilers. A lot of people saying, hey, crazy, this guy who is so talented left this much money on the table. What are your thoughts on this, and does this ultimately just kind of set up, hey, if he doesn't get it done in Edmonton here in the next couple years, then he is definitely gone?
Yeah, I'll start it up with, as a teammate, if I was Connor McDavid's teammate and I saw that that's what he signed, I'm running through a brick wall every night. And I'm saying, this guy's making a sacrifice. Now I got to make my sacrifice. I'm getting paid probably what I deserve. He is not. He's taking a pay cut so that we can win. Let's go do it. So I think it's a charismatic thing to do. It's what a leader should do. I don't think he has anything to prove to anyone as someone that went against him. I think he's the best player in the world, and he clearly wants to win a cup.
Yes, he does. He needs to, doesn't he? We'll talk about that later. Ladies and gentlemen, new ESPN NHL analyst, Stanley Cup champion, American hero, TJ Oshie. We appreciate you.